Hello all, my name is Danny Bishop. A lot of people call me Uncle Danny. We're here at Kaniwai in Manoa. Kaniwai is an entity all to itself. It's the lo'i that is on the UH facilities. It's a special place because it's a piko of Haloa in the middle of downtown urban Honolulu. It's a beautiful, bright spot of aloha. Malama aina, aloha aina, in the middle of chaos. I was really honored to be part of an event here which brought the University of Hawaii football players to be introduced to Haloa. First of all, through a short talk story about Haloa's relationship to us as people. And then they got to participate in, some of them participated in the act of making poi or pounding taro. So again, it was a great honor. They are representing us throughout the world as our warriors. I hope they understand that there is a spiritual connection to where they are. They need to project that connection when they go out and represent us. They also, I hope, understand that this is the best food on the planet. For them as athletes, for them as human beings. Taro, Haloa nakalau kapalili. It's important. We should be nurturing it. We should be interacting more often as a community and as a nation. And so, mahalo you folks for documenting this. It's a really wonderful occasion. Thank you.
Mahalo for you.
Thank you.
What you do. Mahalo. Thank you. A few questions, Uncle.
Sure.
As far as lo'i, what would you recommend to not just the Hawaiians here, but the other people that are getting interested in starting a small little lo'i, wanting to grow their own lo'i, because people are pushing little mini gardens at home, and you know, like this is probably one of the best types of food for people to eat. What do you suggest to them how to start at home?
Okay. When I get asked a question, I'm going to warn you folks, when I get asked a question, to me there's no simple answer. Like this morning, I picked up a paper, I forget who it's from, but it talked about the Nawai'eha court case on Maui and the water. The Supreme Court decided, and it said in favor of Hawaiians. For me, that's splitting us people as a community. It's not in favor of Hawaiians, it's in favor of the community feeding itself. So, when I see stuff like that, I understand it. Hey, come on, you guys. Us as a community, taro is the best food on the planet. We as a community have learned to accept the idea that farming is a second-class citizenship standard, that you cannot make a living off of farming, that you suffer economically, mentally, and your self-esteem is lacking because you're working for a plantation. That mentality gotta go. So, anything you can grow. I heard this guy talk to me the other day about a hydroponic system. Actually, it's a aquaponic system on his lanai. And I'm gonna put this idea out to the world because this is such a great idea. He has a fish pond on his lanai, and he has a pump. And on his lanai railing, he put a piece of PVC, and he drilled holes on the top. And he put little baskets that he planted tomatoes and vine structures so that he's feeding himself. So this fish pump is, of course, it's much more complicated than that. This fish food, this fish tank has his fish. He goes over there, he watches his fish, good for his soul. Meantime, that fish circulates the water up through this PVC pipe, grows his food, he gets to watch the food, nurture that, good for his soul, and goes back to the tank. So that's a very simple question, theoretically, taro. We gotta learn to grow everything we can. Skippy Iwane has a good one. Plant that ulu tree, let it work for you. Right? Skippy. Plant sweet potato, plant anything. Get back in touch with Aina, that which nurtures us. Papa, Mother Earth, get back in touch with that. Plant anything. Plant a flower if that's what makes you feel good. Getting back to taro. Taro is a very resilient plant. It will grow. The more love you give it, the better it will love you. It grows in pots, it grows in lo'i, it grows in gardens. It's all about understanding the variety that is suited to your environment. So there are many different varieties. Do a little research. There are people you can get in touch with who can tell you, who can guide you toward the idea of which variety is best suited for your application. Whether it be a deep valley with hardly any sun, taro will grow there. Kona with hardly any water, taro will grow there. But we, as a people, we have lost that connection to which variety grows best in which ahupua'a, which ecosystem. People still know though, so get in touch with that. Don't think that taro only grows in a wetland. It can grow dry land and wetland, either or. All varieties can. Some thrive wet, some thrive dry. Do a little research.
And one last question. We've been getting a lot of calls from people in the community about how can they start a lo'i project, but maybe for their school, their community. Who do they contact? They don't know how to start.
Beautiful question. I am a member of what is called the Taro Security Purity Task Force. What happened was approximately 4 years ago, through state legislation, a body was formed through legislative action. OHA funds it. We have CITAR on board, we have state agencies on board, DLNR, and there are representatives, taro farmers from every island on board this task force. They came up with a strategic plan to ensure that taro survives in Hawaii. So they went to all the islands, got feedback from all the farmers, consolidated that feedback. What are the priorities to ensure that taro is secure within these islands? Now, I know a lot of Kanaka don't vote. Brothers, if you want to grow taro, if you want to open lo'i lands, you got to get politically active. Kanaka, non-Kanaka, you want to feed yourselves without political activism and paying attention to what the politician says, because when they talk about, I voted for Linda Lingle. In her speeches, she said she was pro-agriculture. Lo and behold, flip-flop, she's not pro-agriculture, she's pro-biotech industry. Guess what? I never vote for her again. So pay attention. Vote, pay attention to the rhetoric, go to your city council, they're rezoning ag lands, stop it. Aole, no rezone ag lands. Don't believe the lie. Water, the Wai'eha case benefits Hawaii. No, it benefits all of us who want to eat from this land. The corporations gotta be told, back off. The United States military gotta be told, pay proper rent. My taxes are going up. I'm getting sewer fees. I wonder if they get sewer fees. I wonder if they pay tax. I wonder if they pay rent for the land. So honestly, that's my next step is I'm gonna start going to the state legislature and telling the state legislator, you gotta start collecting from these guys. President Clinton acknowledged stealing the land. United States military helped to steal the land. So why are they giving free rent, $99 for $1 for 99 years? Philippines charges them, Australia charges them, every other country in the world that they have bases, they pay rent. This is our country, they don't pay rent. National security, I get national security right here in the Aina. That's my national security. So I'm sorry for getting this mean look on my face, but you know what? There's no simple answer. Political activism is the way. You want to grow taro, you need to vote. You need to go hold signs when it's time. You need to educate the politicians who think they know it all to get off their high horse and quit listening to the lobbyists. Listen to the constituents, us guys. And we, as a people, need to understand Hawaiian, Filipino, Japanese, Caucasian. We all living here. We all work together for quality of life for our great-grandchildren here. Work together. Stop this division. Let's get along, man. Mahalo, you guys.